What's up, Christy? One Love Fellowship for Followers of Christ. Here's some rare footage of me with my head uncovered. No, my hair is not turning gray. Redheads don't go gray anyway. We go white, but I'm still very much red. Yeah, the acne is out of control right now, but it's also almost time for my cycle, and apparently that's normal for, someone half my age or younger. But people don't expect someone my age to be, I guess, youthful? I don't know. Do I do dark magic to maintain my appearance? Obviously not, because if I did, I would appear even better than I do. What the crap? This is literally zero effort. All I do is bathe. I wash. That's it. I don't have a skincare regimen. I haven't even been moisturizing or doing anything at all. This is baseline, no effort, what I look like. If I were to get into a stable situation with a stable routine where I can actually focus more on my appearance, because right now my appearance is the least of my concerns, then I would look even better than I do now. So it's flattering that someone might actually think that I am making an effort to look this way, because this is literally me with zero effort. So I think that maybe I have been dealing with some people who, for whatever 213, for whatever reason, have intentionally been projecting energy onto me to attempt to alter or affect my appearance in a negative way. But I don't want to give you that much power. I'm going to say I've got acne because I'm getting ready to start my cycle, because even though I'm almost 45 years old, I still have the estrogen levels of a teenager, a pregnant teenager, apparently. But yeah. Who have I offended today? Probably the president. I don't even like to ascribe that title. No offense, sir. I genuinely don't mean to be disrespectful, just because I'm a respectful person in general. And regardless of how horrible of a monster you are, like, I still tend to treat people with basic decency and respect for the most part. I mean, until you piss me off. Then I might say some things you don't like, but I kind of feel like that's on you. No offense. Here's the thing. If you're someone who needs it was 333. If you're someone who needs your ego stroked, and if you don't get your ego stroked, you instantly turn on the people who refuse to stroke your ego, like, that's a sign of weakness. That's not a sign of strength. Strength is when you can still treat people with dignity and respect even when they oppose you. And a true leader would know that and be an example of that. A true leader would show that even in the face of adversity, even when dealing with an adversary, you can come through with grace and poise and respect and dignity, even as you yourself are being disrespected. So I don't know who that's for, but someone needs to hear that. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this short. I am fasting right now. I've got a lot going on internally, and it is exhausting my body. And something told me that because I'm already feeling exhausted anyway, and I was already kind of feeling a little under the weather, that now is a good time to go ahead and get that dry fast in that I've not been able to successfully complete because of all the stuff going on. So yeah. It's day 1 of a dry fast. I have only consumed my vitamin B supplement today, and I only did that because I have to consume them every day for 2 weeks before going back to get my labs drawn. And even though I feel how I feel about the whole dry fasting thing, I said that when it comes down to it, if something is medically necessary, I would not advocate for anyone to not do what they need to do even during a fasting period. So normally I wouldn't take my vitamins during the fast because they are not life-sustaining. I don't have to have them to live. But in this case, in order to make sure that we get accurate labs so that I don't have to wait another 2 weeks after my fast ends to do that, I went ahead and dry swallowed so that it's still technically a dry fast. I did not even take a sip of water. If you're a poor kid like me, you know how to utilize your saliva when necessary to help swallow when you don't have access to something to drink. But sorry if that's gross. That's just reality. And I'm sure there are people out there who know what I'm talking about. We gave Loki a bath, so he's all clean now, but he's still a little wet, so I had to turn the fan off because it was freezing him. Poor baby. I really wish that individuals, institutions, corporations, governments would stop attempting to target me for whatever reason, because it's not going to work. It's always going to backfire. You're always going to find yourself on the losing end of it. Like, you would be so much better off just working with me, because I am actually a peaceful person. I am actually a very reasonable person. I believe in listening to the experts when they truly are experts and not paid mouthpieces who just spout whatever nonsense needs to be spouted to save the narrative or control the narrative or whatever. But when someone's truly an expert in their field, when someone truly has more experience than I do, more knowledge than I do regarding a certain subject or a certain situation, I absolutely take their their input into consideration, because why wouldn't you? That would be insane. And I'm not an insane person. I prefer peaceful negotiation. I prefer, diplomacy. Pretty much the opposite of what we're seeing right now in terms of leadership. So when I either am given an opportunity to lead, or I am given an option to vote for a leader who would lead in the manner in which I personally would lead, then I will be happy to participate. But until then, I'm going to be on the side of the resistance, because we, the people, are not being properly cared for. We're not being properly looked after. We're not being properly governed. We're not being properly protected. We're not being properly compensated. Our government is allowing us to be harmed in favor of profits for corporations. I mean, that right there should have given rise to a revolution. But until we have leaders in place who are actually going to put our best interest at the forefront of their leadership style, then the way I see it, we're an orphan nation. We're orphans, all of us right now. We don't have anyone to look to as our leadership. And until we recognize that and actually take action on that, and either become sovereign in ourselves and lead ourselves without the need for a government, or until we put in place individuals that we truly can look to respect us, to have our best interests at heart, not just from a business perspective, not just from a capitalistic money-making perspective, 916, but from a humanitarian perspective, from a constitutional perspective. Whether you agree with the founders of this nation or not, they had a vision. And I think that at the core of that vision, the nuts and bolts of it, aside from any personal biases or, any type of prejudices or any type of negative intentions, which may have possibly been layered throughout, I think at the core, their vision was a good vision. And I think that it's worth preserving and protecting. So anyway, I don't know who this will help or if it'll help anyone at all, but I hope it helps someone today. Just remember, you are loved. You are forgiven. You can be saved no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter what you've done or what's been done to you. You can repent. You can repair. You can be redeemed. Much love.